For us humans, space has always been such a mysterious topic, and that's why we ventured to go explore it, or at least explore a small part of it. But sometimes it can all go in the wrong direction. So, in today's video, we'll be talking about the top 10 most devastating space incidents. Number 10, Columbia, February 1, 2003. The Columbia Space Shuttle served NASA and the USA for 22 years before exploding on re-entry. The 28th mission of Columbia's 22-year career ended in catastrophe. Due to NASA's second space shuttle being damaged, Roscosmos had to supply the International Space Station, which has since become nationalized. Number 9, Soyuz 11, June 29, 1971. The 3 cosmonauts who died set a record for the longest time spent in space at 22 days, making it the only time humans died in true space. Skylab, 1973, beat the cosmonauts' record. The Soviet explorers jogged on a treadmill, made live TV broadcasts, and put out a fire. They died after the Soyuz 11's cabin lost pressure on the return trip, despite no further damage. The Soviets, as usual, waited years to reveal what happened. Tom Stafford was a pallbearer at the cosmonaut state funeral. Number 8. The Nadellan Tragedy, October 24, 1960. A Soviet space launch missile exploded during testing in Kazakhstan, killing or injuring hundreds. As is common in the Soviet Union, the official death toll is unknown, but estimates range from 92 to 126 dead and hundreds injured. Because of the disaster's seriousness, the Soviet Union didn't acknowledge it until Glasnost's closing days. Mi Nadellan pushed the launch schedule under political pressure from Moscow. He was killed in the explosion. Number 7, Voskhe II Spacewalk near catastrophe, March 1965. In the 1960s, the Soviet Union led the space race, reaching milestone after milestone before the US Alexei Leonov performed the first spacewalk in 1965. Leonov spent 12 minutes, 9 seconds in space, but when he tried to re-enter Voskhe II, his suit had swollen. Tensions aboard the spaceship rose so high that Soviet TV and radio were cut off to the public. Leonov and his crew faced more hurdles. While he was able to get inside Voskhe II, closing the door proved difficult. Only with some old-fashioned Soviet improvised tinkering were they able to lock out space. Voskhe II landed 300 miles off course in the Siberian forest, where rescue teams couldn't reach them. So they sent a ski squad to build a log lodge and a huge fire. Alexei Leonov is still alive and living well in Russia, but before he retired he led the Soviet part of the first USA-Soviet space project. Number 6, Intelsat 708 incident, February 15, 1996. In the 1990s, nobody took China's space efforts seriously. The landscape has changed since then. In the mid-1990s, a test rocket fell in a local town, killing at least 6 people. American IT companies worked with Chinese rocket experts to keep the costs down. This led to huge political unrest in the USA. The Intelsat 708 incident pushed Congress to restrict tech exports. Corporations were fined millions. The US and China last collaborated on rocket research in 1996. Number 5, Alcantara VLS Accident, August 22, 2003. China isn't the only country competing in the space race. The EU tried for years, with mixed results, and Russia's space program is currently active. India, Pakistan, Mexico, South Africa, and Iran all have space projects. In midst of all these, the Alcantara VLS accident in Brazil's space program shows what happens when nations strive too hard for quick results. A rocket explosion in northern Brazil killed 21 people. The explosion triggered a bushfire hundreds of kilometers away. Number 4. Placetz Disaster, March 18, 1980. In 1980, a Soviet launch pad accident killed 48 and injured 87. Nobody knew about the death toll until Glasnost ran its course and information reached the West in 1989. The official explanation for the explosion blamed the slain crew, but when a similar explosion was narrowly avoided 16 months later, a technical defect was discovered. Number 3, Soyuz 1, April 24, 1967. Soyuz 7K first OK's flight needed a pilot. Vladimir Komarov, a Soviet hero, conducted the first multi-passenger space flight. Komarov died after Soyuz 1's parachutes failed to release during re-entry. Soyuz 1's failure delayed the Soviet space program for 18 months, yet progress was made. Despite Soyuz's inability to land a man on the moon, the Russian people have profited from learning more about space. Thanks to its contributions to the International Space Station, ISS, and other Russian space initiatives, Russia has a bright future in space. Number 2, Apollo 1, January 27, 1967. Like Soyuz 1, the Apollo 1 command module fire was an unexpected blessing. After Apollo 1, NASA began prioritizing safety over exploration and science. Apollo 1 was widely publicized, unlike in the Soviet Union. As individuals and members of voluntary groups, we all needed to know what it meant to be an American. Congress debated America's space program's future. Today, we're all better off because of Apollo 1. Number 1, Challenger, January 28, 1986. The Challenger exploded 73 seconds into the mission, killing 7 people, including teacher Krista McAuliffe. McAuliffe was the first person to journey into space, therefore 50% of schoolchildren watched the launch. Multiple generations will never forget the disaster. The disaster was caused by a detected but insufficiently fixed O-rings weakness. The incident delayed the shuttle program for 3 years. The shuttle program continued with modified boosters and a more conservative safety approach. We hope you enjoyed our top 10 list. Let us know what topic you want us to talk about in our next video. See you next time.